Welcome back to Seekers of Wellness, and welcome to this yoga flow that we're gonna do together this afternoon. We're gonna start just in a seated, comfortable position. So find yourself, maybe place a block underneath your sitting bones if that makes your hips a bit more elevated and comfortable. And then we're gonna start our practice together. Let's start by just finding our breath. Rest your hands into your lap or onto the knees. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. I invite you to close your eyes as well, settling into this present moment before we start our movement. Listening into any sounds around you. Perhaps acknowledging if we keep any part of our body in a bit more tension. Last one, breathing in, breathing out, and allowing your body to let go, softening the shoulders. All right, feel free to blink your eyes open. We're gonna start with a bit of hip opening. So butterfly pose, finding both foot soles together and facing our knees out towards the sides. If you want, find some movement here as well. Today, sitting still feels the best for me, so that's what I'm gonna focus on. As we sit here in our butterfly pose, even if we're onto the block, see if you can separate the glutes a bit here, giving that space and connection from the sitting bones. Then after we've done that, take a deep breath in and lift your crown up towards the sky. Stay here for a few deep breaths. Allowing the gravity to externally rotate the hip here, opening the hip up. Then what we want to do next is just place one leg onto the side, placing the knee towards the mat, and then we lift the other foot and place it on top of the knee. If this feels too intense on our outer hip, we might place it just on the inside of the knee, or if this is also too intense, feel free to find just a cross-legged position here. So when we've done this, making sure that we're stacking both our feet and knees above each other or slightly on the inside. As we sit here, we take a deep breath in, then exhale, slowly fold yourself forward. Wherever you feel like the sensation is giving enough for you, we stop there. Take a deep breath in here, and then lengthen through the crown again, reaching to the top, slightly lifting the shin up. One more deep breath in here. Exhale it out, come all the way back. We're just gonna switch legs here, so place that other foot underneath, and stacking either on top of the knee or just on the inside of the knee. Again, if that's too intense, please find just a cross-legged position. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Lengthen the spine and slowly move forward. Lift that shin as you take a deep breath in and lengthen again. Exhale, see if you can crawl yourself slightly further forward. Inhale, now come up seated. We're gonna release and just plant our foot soles slightly further out to the side and do a bit of internal and external rotation here. Place your hands behind yourself and then slowly dip your knees onto each side. Starting with this, just making a bit more movement into your hip here, warming it up for our class, for the bit more intense openings and closures of the hip. Last deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Then come up seated again. We're just gonna find our tabletop position. Bring your hands and knees onto the mat. Stack your joints on top of each other. Then what we want to do is just find that spinal mobility again. So inhale for cat, for cow, and exhale for cat. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, curve your back. Inhale, drop that belly low. Exhale, curving. Broadening the space between your shoulder blades. Follow your own breath for a few more cycles. Spreading your fingers wide so we can press further in as we curve the back. Last inhale and exhale. And push yourself up to downward facing dog, stacking your hips just as your highest point here of your body. Tailbone reaching high. Feel free to engage some movement here if you need. Lengthening through the whole upper body by spreading the fingers wide again and really pushing that tailbone as the highest point. See if you can slightly broaden that space between your upper arms and your ears as well. Last breath. Then inhale, look to the top of the mat, slowly walk yourself up with as many steps as you need. As you come here, halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees if needed. Inhale, curve yourself up all the way to standing. Exhale, hands come along the body. Inhale, arms overhead, slight arch in the back. Exhale, forward fold, bring yourself down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step that left leg back onto the mat, lower the knee and come into your low lunge. Arms reaching up. Exhale, bring hands down to the mat, step up for high lunge. And then step your foot to the front, come halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, curve your body up to standing. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive yourself down. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, step that right leg back. Find your low lunge, lower the knee. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the top of the mat. Frame that front foot. Lift off the back knee for high lunge and step to the front. Halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, curve your back. Come rolling up to standing. Exhale, hands by the side of your body. This time, place all your weight into your right foot. Lift your knee into stork. Keep holding it strong here. Maybe flex that toes as well to the front. Then exhale, four figure. Place your left ankle onto the right knee as you lower down, finding hands in prayer pose. Inhale, come up to stork, arms overhead. Exhale, four figure pose. Two more like this. Last one. Find one focal point if you think the balance is a bit challenging today. And exhale, sink down. All right, slowly release that foot and just bring it down. We're coming into a Shiva squat by placing that left knee onto the back side of the right knee. Lower your front body and keep a gaze to the top of the mat or to the front. One more deep breath in here. Then step your left leg back. Come up, high lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the top of the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Take one deep breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, slowly look to the top of the mat and walk yourself to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up. Exhale, hands by the side. Finding stork, inhale, put the weight to the left foot, reach that right knee up. All right, exhale, find hands into prayer pose as we lower down to four figure. Your right ankle onto the left knee. Inhale, stork, hands overhead. Exhale, lower down. Two more again. Inhale, really stay with your breath. Let it guide you through this movement. Last one. Sink down and hold your four figure. From here, again, keep the weight on, release that ankle and bring your right knee and the back side of your left. Sink your lower upper body lower down. Keep your gaze and keep engaging. Then slowly release that foot, bring it to the back and come high lunge on your left side. Great, exhale, bring hands, frame the front foot, step it back, downward facing dog. All right, from here, starting to engage, we're reaching that right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open up for Scorpio. Half Scorpio here. See if you can push open the hip. Still pressing into both arms here, really engaging the body. All right, what we want to do now, tiger curl that right knee onto your chin, then place it on for fallen triangle. So we're reaching it in towards the left side. Open your arms and slowly lower yourself to seated, facing the back of the mat. From here, we're going to start engaging a bit of our hamstrings as well, but in an active way. So point both of the toes and feet upwards, and your hands come behind your head. Now what we want to do is lower down with your exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. If your hamstrings feel really tight, we can allow for a bit of a bend in the knees as well. Bringing them slightly closer, but still activating here by bringing the toes skyward. Two more. And last one. All right, come up, release your hands, bring them to the front of the mat and lift yourself up. Tricky part here to stay in this fallen triangle and come into your chaturanga and upward facing dog. If that's too intense, we can bring that leg back and come to our normal vinyasa. All right. And from here, step it back to downward facing dog. Just switching side here, reach the left leg up with an inhale. Bend your knee and come into half Scorpio, pointing it towards the right. Take two more deep breaths. Allow yourself to listen to your body's signals as you stand here, really engaging that opening of the hip flexor. One more deep breath. Then exhale, tiger curl that knee into the forehead or shin. Then swing it to the right and lift that right arm up to sky, fallen triangle. Exhale, slowly sink down, facing the back side of the mat. From here, again, inhale, hands come up. Exhale, lower yourself down. Two more. Deep inhale. And one last. Perfect. Release your hands, place them to the top. Find your variation, either we step it back and find our normal vinyasa, or we keep that leg as we lower down for upward facing dog and then step it back, downward facing dog. All right, from here, we're gonna bring that right leg up one more time, three-legged dog. This time, bend your knee and swing it to the front by your pinky finger. From here, lower down the left knee and we're coming into our lizard pose. This is the first variation. If we feel like it's really heavy and hanging out here, we can elevate our body up a bit more. Or if this feels fine, we stay here. We're gonna start by gently rocking either back and forth or in small circles with this right knee. So find what works best or what feels the best for you. And just staying here, reconnecting to your breath, maybe taking one deep breath in here. Allowing yourself to center into the body, into this moment. And from here, another variation we can attend today is by lifting off that back foot and point it towards the sky. That's one variation. If we want to take it one step further, we can lift off that right hand and grab onto the ankle or to the foot and slightly bring it forward, reaching in for that quad stretch as we're standing here into our lizard. It's totally fine that we allow for this right knee to point outwards as well. So we're giving a greater opportunity to open up. One more deep breath in. And exhale. If you hold, release your hands, plant both to the top of the mat. From here, we're going to step into our garland pose or yogi squat. So reach that left foot to the top and on the pinky side, and we lower ourselves down. If we're using block in our practice, we can place one underneath our sitting bones here to give a bit more support. If not, we're going to place our elbows on the inside of both knees and press our palms together. If we want to invite this into our practice, feel free to bend your whole wrists and start circling them around as well, giving them a gentle release here. Perfect. One more deep breath in. Then release your hands down to the top of the mat. We're going to step that right foot back this time and lower the knee. We're coming into lizard pose onto the left. Again, if you need those blocks, feel free to use them. If not, staying here, we're continuing, starting with rocking either in circles or back and forth. Take this moment as we're in a bit more of a stillness. We're not moving through the flow as intensely, to really bind your connection with your breath. All right. From here, if we want to intensify it, finding another version, either just pointing the toes, activating the whole back leg here and the quad, or if we bring our foot and hand together to give that quad a more intensified stretch. Feel free to drop that left knee out towards the side, coming out to the outer arch of your foot. One more deep breath here, in whatever variation you're at. Then slowly release. If we're holding that foot, plant both hands onto the front, and we're going to step into our yogi squat again. This time, see if you can really bring some focus to the upper body by really lengthening and broadening that whole space in your spine. Find your hands in prayer pose, or if we find it easier to just lengthen through the body by reaching our arms down as we reach our head up, that's totally fine as well. One last deep breath in. Then bring your hands to the top of the mat, plant them down, fingers spread wide, and we're going to step it back to our downward facing dog. Take a few moments here to breathe into your body, recentering, refocusing. All right, from this downward facing dog, we're gonna sink ourselves down to seated position, cross your legs, and come down onto the sitting bones. Reach that left leg to the front, and then place your right foot on the outside of that left knee. Coming in for a twist here, we're sitting up high, lift the crown, and exhale, find that bind around the right knee as you look back over your right shoulder. Take one deep breath in, exhale, and come back. And from here, plant that foot onto the side and bend your left knee and bring it towards the right. So our toes are now pointing both out to the side corners of our mat, and knees are stacked above each other. This might not look like this, it might feel really intense. So adjust for what feels good for your body. And we're gonna bring a bit of opening up to the upper body as well. Bring your left hand behind your back and your right comes above. And we're gonna interlace our fingers here to open up the shoulders. Take one deep breath in. Exhale, fold over your knees. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold over your knees. One more time, inhaling. And exhale, come front. Inhale, release. From here, a little fun transition. Come on just to both of your feet. So we're standing here with cross-legged feet, and then we're flipping ourselves, face your way back, and then we plant yourself to the front again. And again, we're standing here with cross-legged, but on the other side. And from there, we're just gonna sit down, and magically, we've just switched our sides, but we're still in this same transition. Again, this time, we're bringing that right hand behind the back. The left comes above to interlace. And from here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, move front. Inhale up. Exhale, move front. Last one, inhaling. Exhale, release. Inhale, sit up tall. Release again. We're gonna extend that right leg to the front and keep placing that foot sole on the outside of your right knee. Sorry. Take a deep breath in, interlock your hands and gaze over that left shoulder. One deep breath in. Release and come to the front. Place both feet now extended. We're finding our forward fold. Dive forward over the length of your legs. Take a deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. Lift that chin, exhale, slowly forward fold again. Hold it here for 3 breaths. Take as a deep breath as you possibly can. Filling up your whole stomach and lungs, chest and rib cage expanding. Bringing that focus to your upper body. Releasing your exhale. And inhale, come up, sit up tall. Cross your legs and plant your hands to the front. Step it back for downward facing dog. From here, plant that right foot and bend the knee. Ankle comes onto the knee. Push yourself back in here. Really opening up by allowing to press that right knee away to the back side of our mat. One more deep breath in. Then slowly shift all the way into your left foot and your left hand. We're finding our side plank. Keep that ankle onto the knee if you can. One more deep breath. Then exhale, plant your hands back and release your foot. Come into normal downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath. And whenever you're ready, let off that left foot from the mat, bend the knee and plant the ankle onto the right knee. Press onto by engaging your hip here as we move that left knee away from us. Then plant all your weight onto the right side. We're finding our side plank. Keep your gaze onto the mat or to the side, whatever works for you. One more deep breath. Then exhale, plant your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. From here, come all the way to the top of the mat, walk yourself up. Inhale, roll yourself, come standing. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands in prayer pose. From here, slowly allow yourself to bend the knees, sink the hips low, and roll yourself down, laying on the mat. As we come to lay here on the mat, bring your feet to the corners of the mat and then dip your knees inwards, almost so they're touching each other. Giving a bit of an internal rotation of the hip here to finish off the practice, to even out and balance the energies and the movements we've done. As you lay here, see if you can bring some focus and connection to the mat by opening and broadening the shoulder blades. Same goes for your lower back. Can we slightly lift the tailbone to allow the lower spine to connect with the mat? Feeling that grounding through the spine. Slowly, with your next breath, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe we want to circle a bit. Maybe we want to find stillness. Whatever serves your body and your energy. Whenever we're ready, extend both legs. Make them as long. Spread the glutes wide. Let your arms rest along the body. We're finding ourselves in Shavasana. This is a beautiful moment for your body and all your muscles to fully relax. We don't give our bodies enough of this time to reset all the muscles, to relieve any tension. So really nurturing this time of the practice by being completely here, allowing yourself to thrive, allowing your body this cherished moment, not wanting to rush off, but knowing this is exactly what you need. Feel free to find any relaxation here. Maybe we want to anchor our focus in the rise and the fall of the breath, how we can feel it in our body. Or perhaps the inhale and the exhale through the nose. Or maybe the gravity working on our body to feel that grounding through the whole backside of our body. And whenever you're ready, slowly invite some movement into your toes and to your fingertips. Roll over to one side and come to a seated, comfortable position in your own time. I invite you to still keep your eyes closed, but if it feels more comfortable, blink your eyes open. When you're finding this comfortable seated position, roll your shoulders back, allow yourself to lengthen through your neck here, lifting the head up to the sky. We're going to finish off our practice today with 3 deep breaths in. We're going to sigh it out through our mouth. Inhaling for the first sigh. Inhale again. Sigh again. Last one. Bring your hands into prayer pose in front of your heart. Bow your head down. Give thanks for yourself, for attending to this practice, for giving your body and your mind and that connection between them the real attention and love it needs. Thank you so much for practicing with me today on the mat. If you enjoyed this class, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That will help me loads to put out more content for you guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and that I see you here soon again for the next Vinyasa flow. Lots of love.